Morning to you. I'm Bruce St. James. She's Pamela Hughes. He's Rob Hunter. And here are the stories everyone's talking about. We call it the playlist.
Track 1.
Well, the man being linked to the murder of a prominent Paradise Valley couple was in jail as late as December? Yeah, but Michael Crane was released after only 6 days because prosecutors say they needed more time to build their case. Mr. Crane was suspected of committing 8 felonies, including illegal drug and weapons possession charges. He's now a suspect in the murder of Glenna and Lawrence Shapiro.
You know what? This is kind of a case of shoulda, coulda, woulda,
Yeah.
when the police let him out there. I wonder just how many times this happens that criminals are let go as they try to build a better case against them. But to me, 8 felonies, that's a little much to be letting somebody go.
I kind of agree with that. I'm not an expert in these type of things. It's police matters. They get to figure this out. That's why they get paid the big bucks. But, I just don't think we foresee things like this happening. As tragic as this is, you just never think that I'm going to let this guy go and he's going to do something as horrible as this.
Of course
and
not.
maybe that's a testament to the human spirit as opposed to something negative about it.
Track 2.
Be careful what you wish for.
Why?
Well, scientists are studying the brain to find some effective treatments for things like Parkinson's, depression, schizophrenia. Good things, right?
Those are good.
Well, as the more they understand the brain and human behavior, it's opening up the door to a new kind of potential weapon.
A weapon?
Yeah, directed energy weapons. They use wave beams to cause pain and electrical brain stimulation that boost a soldier's combat ability.
Really?
This kind of stuff isn't just in sci-fi movies anymore, guys. Advances in neuroscience mean stuff is on the horizon.
I don't even know what to say about this. This just freaks me out, man. And, but this is going to be part of the natural human evolution. We're going to figure out more about the brain and ways to manipulate it, make it better, make it stronger. And maybe you're right, Pamela. Maybe we just don't want to go down that road.
Well, which came first? Isn't there a video game where you can do this, like create the perfect soldier and stuff like that? I wonder if the video game people came up with it first or the real life is now mirroring them. I've seen this before. I played this game. I'm good at it.
Track 3.
You guys ever feel like your doctor is lying to you?
Don't get me started.
Well, guess what? Yeah, well, you're right. They are. Most of them are. This is the Journal of Health Affairs. They did a survey on doctors, and they admit to being overly optimistic with patients when they give them diagnoses or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. And they also lie about their financial relationships they have with drug companies and about any medical mistakes they may have made in the past.
Well, we make fun of politicians all the time for not disclosing their special interest friends. Maybe doctors' lab coats need to have little stickers on them, patches like NASCAR drivers of all the drug companies and places that they're receiving benefits or money or consideration for pushing specific drugs.
Overly optimistic with a patient is one thing. Lying is an entirely different
It's a
thing.
fine line, Pamela.
And, but when you're lying about a medical mistake you may have made with my health, I want to know. I don't want somebody to be too nice about things. I have enough friends. I don't pay my doctor to be my friend. I pay my doctor to give me medical advice. That's what they should be doing.
Track 4.
Would you be willing to pay more for less food?
What?
Yeah, well, people are doing it, all right? And guess what? I'm one of them, apparently. It's because we want less calories and less actual food. Now, nutritionist Leslie Bonsi says downsizing could help the nation shed some serious pounds. She says we are so used to bigger portions. Think Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yeah, right.
Sometimes we feel we aren't getting our money's worth if there isn't a plate full of food. But this new strategy of right-sizing could actually work. I do it all the time. I ask for the smallest thing they have.
Less calories with less food is fine, but that doesn't mean we should still be paying the same price. It's just that to me that means people want to think less because you can actually get less food and less calories if you just take the time to think about what you're actually eating.
Hurts my head.
And it's interesting to notice how these things have changed over time. It's something that just happens and we don't really notice as the days go by. But your meat portions have gotten bigger, your vegetable portions have gotten smaller, and nutritionists freak out about that. And they've said if we balanced it out a little bit more, something my wife's trying to get me to do, we might be healthier in the long run.
How's my gravy portion?
Yeah, that's all over the place.
Track 5.
So wait, people are cooking?
Cooking what?
Well, we hear all the time that low and middle income class families don't have access to healthy food, so they're out eating fast food all the time, right? Well, apparently that's not the case. There was a new survey done by anti-childhood hunger organizations called Share Our Strength they found more than 75% of families reported eating dinner at home at least 5 or more times a week. When they broke it down, 4 dinners are being made from scratch, 2 made from packaged foods like mac and cheese or something along those lines, and the other is like a takeout fast food kind of dinner. So it's a little different than what we've been hearing recently, guys.
You know, there's something to be said for a home-cooked meal. Like someone that puts work into it, does it, because they taste so much better than going out to eat. I don't know why we don't do it more. Well, because it takes 2 hours, and you got to take an hour to clean up, too.
I want to speak on behalf of those of us that can't tell the difference. And I appreciate it. My mom will do it. It's a home-cooked meal. That's when I get them when I go there. Yeah, I can't tell the difference between that and the Olive Garden. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Track 6.
This is from our follow-up file.
All right.
Yesterday, they had to decide on whether or not orca whales at SeaWorld were slaves.
We're going to sue because we're slaves.
Well, a California judge in charge of the case, he actually threw it out yesterday. Said, look, this is a little bit silly. PETA was filing a lawsuit on behalf of the whales, saying they were enslaved under the 13th Amendment. That's why they should be freed. U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Miller said, look, there's no basis to construe the amendment was applying to non-humans.
Non-humans, yes. Well, that'll be the next one. Listen, I mean, good for them for getting rid of it. I have a feeling PETA probably did it just to create a controversy around it. But, I've spent some time at SeaWorld. I lived in San Diego, and I worked with some of the trainers there. The idea that these whales are slaves, listen, a lot of them have an opportunity to live and thrive, and a lot of these animals do in captivity that they're never going to have in nature.
Yeah, exactly. Again, to me, this is just another example of us overthinking and overanalyzing things in this world. This is what PETA does. They create the controversy and want people to talk about it.
Yep.
I get it, but it's just ridiculous, and it loses credibility with me.
There you have it. That is the playlist. We do it at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. We run down the stories that people are talking about. I appreciate you joining us. And don't forget, you can see the playlist in video form on KTAR.com, as well as if you follow us on Twitter or on the Facebook.